Hello, this is Stephen in wonderful windy Wiltshire. We're about to go live on Amazon Live. In fact, the way this is working, everything's gone live within the first 15 seconds. Okay, good. Right, you're currently looking at a live feed from the gardens next door to us in Devizes in Wiltshire. As you can see, there is a breeze today. It's a warm breeze. We were out earlier and the sun is trying to get through the clouds. And I was trying to copy something into here. Just give me a second. I've done it twice. That's no good. Let's zap that. And paste again. And connect. Okay, so we're connected. Everything's working. And that's going to disappear. In a second. I'm just waiting. And hello, this is Lights, Camera, Action, talking about webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, and Fitbits. Welcome Amazon Live, and welcome to everybody. Really, welcome to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to join me is up above. If you're watching on Facebook, the link to join me is up above. And you're more welcome to come and join in the Amazon Live experience, which is like nothing you've seen before. Because this is the best place to broadcast. And thank you for watching me on Amazon Live today. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch a bit of light on so you can actually see me better. Now I'm being lit by the Logitech Litra light, which I'll describe to you later in this broadcast. In fact, there are all sorts of things happening during this broadcast. Let's have a look around. And oh, I've set that up. Okay, so it's still windy out there. I'm going to bring this in. As I say, we'll be talking about Logitech Litra lights, and there is the light being held by Daniel Zigman of Logitech when he was talking to our very own Marco Novo from Portugal, and they were talking about the cameras, the Logitech C920, 922, and they also started talking about this light, and it's this light I'm going to talk to you about today. In addition to that, I want you to know that I actually live, well, I don't live here, but I live close to here. This is, of course, Stonehenge, and we're fortunate enough to be able to visit 4 or 5 times a year, and all is good. We're going to be looking at chickens during this live broadcast. I shot a video with my phone, which is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which I'll show to you as well. And here we are. Okay, so those are some of the things we're going to be talking about during this live broadcast. Now, the thing is, and I want to show this on screen, that I can see your comments on Amazon Live and show them in my studio. So if you do make a comment on Amazon Live, then I can feature your comment on screen. I'm just going to test that by saying hello. I wish I could spell, just a second. And there we have it. And it should be in my studio shortly. And as I just said, if you make a comment, I can show it on screen. Okay, and that's my good friend Grant Saunders, who is also an Amazon Live broadcaster and insider on Be Live, and he will be live possibly less a day, probably tomorrow. And thank you, Grant. I'm going to hide that and come back to us. Okay, so if you make a comment today, I can show that comment on screen. If you've got a question, then please do ask questions. That's what makes the show go around. Ask your questions. I will do my best to answer. And thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. I do appreciate you taking part of your day to actually join me. And we're going to start off with slight change today. We're going to start off with a Logitech C920X camera. But before I do that, I need to get my iPad sorted. Just a minute. My iPad's the wrong way around. Just a second. Okay. iPad's the right way around. I'm happy now. Okay. So that's a top right is a live feed from the garden, which we'll return to. Is also because it is an on-the-spot tiny camera. Yeah, we're going to look at OBSWAP cameras. And the thing is that with the OBSWAP camera, what I can do is I can switch from one location to another location just at the flick of a button. So I've gone down to my desktop away from the garden, and now I can switch that camera off. You know that you're actually watching Lights Camera Action with Stephen from England. We're talking about webcams, microphones, audio gear, live video and Fitbits. If you've got any questions, please ask. And I am broadcasting to Amazon Live today using BeLive. So off and hide that. I'm quite impressed by the Samsung S22 Ultra mobile phone, which is at the side of me now. We'll be looking at that later. What I did was to shoot an 8K video, or a video in 8K, probably more point, and we're meeting the chickens later in this broadcast. We keep 4 chickens. They're what's known as rescue chickens, and I explained that in the video. Hide that. We're going to be looking at Logitech Litra Light, which is the only light you need to actually light to when you're broadcasting solo. And as I just said a moment ago, we can show comments on screen. So my good friend Corinda has joined us and is saying, yay, favorite. Thank you, Corinda. Very kind. I'm not sure which the favorite was because we've looked at chickens, we've looked at everything, but thank you for joining me today. Corinda is also an Amazon live broadcaster, and you can catch Corinda's channel. If you want to put your link in, Corinda, to your shop, please do. Okay, so I think that comment came in from that comment came in from Facebook. Okay, but you can comment on Amazon Live, and it's the link you need to put on Amazon Live, not on Facebook. Well, you do both if you want. You put it on Facebook and on Amazon Live. No problem with that. Right, now I've been live broadcast. Oh, just a minute. Let's hide that. You don't need your sin, Stonehenge. An official welcome to this broadcast. Thank you for joining me. This is Lights Camera Action with Stephen Healey from England, and you are most definitely watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England. Living in a place called Devizes, about 93 miles from London, population 23,000, beautiful town in wonderful windy Wiltshire. It is windy today. And I am live broadcasting from BeLive, and wherever you see this logo, the person is using BeLive, and I know of 5 people at the very least are actually broadcasting to Amazon Live using BeLive. 8 people on screen, play a video from YouTube, images, text, everything you need to do a live broadcast is included in BeLive. Okay, so we said hello to Corinda, and Corinda is now over on Amazon Live. There's the link to Corinda's shop. Thank you, Corinda. And Corinda is also saying, hope that work on. Right, if you that work in BeLive. Yeah, it has worked in BeLive. We're good. BeLive can show your comments on screen when you comment on Amazon Live. So if you've got any questions, please do ask in the comments. And if you've got questions, ask. If you want to tell me where you're watching from, please do. Right, okay. Now, as I said, I've been doing this live broadcasting thing since before Facebook Live, let's say that, which means 6 years ago, incredibly. Since Facebook Live was launched, we've come a long way since then. When it was launched, you just one person on screen, then 2 people on screen, then BeLive came along. And instead of being picture in picture, it became 2 people side by side, then 3 people, then 4 people. And it's been improving all the time. Before I get into my stride, we'll talk to Corinda. And Corinda loves BeLive. Me too, Corinda. And I'm not going to say anything about X today. Good. Right, but you do know what X stands for. Right, if that doesn't make any sense at the moment, then it will momentarily, I assure you. We were, just before Facebook Live went live, we were all involved in live video, but not as you know it now, not as you know it on Amazon Live or on Facebook. This was a private web page which millions of people used, called Blab. And we used to go there. We used to go with our internal cameras, our internal microphones. And then Facebook Live was released. And we looked at each other and we thought, we need to up our game. We need to have an external camera, an external microphone. Which one should we choose? Now, in our hundreds, then thousands, and then millions, we all went for my first camera of the day, because this is lights, camera, action. It's got a cable, and the cable is probably about 9 feet long. Okay, this is the camera. This is the Logitech C920X, which is down in the carousel now at $69.38. Okay, so this is basically the ideal first camera for Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. It's great as a gift to yourself if you want to improve your Zoom calls. It's great as a gift for a friend or family if they're just getting started. It's the ideal first camera because what you have is the lens in the center with a 78-degree field of view and twin microphones. Okay, that's basically all you need. It does. And let's just look at the stats before I come to the comments from Corinda. And I'm going to go to Logitech C920X. So this is, right, just a note. I can't possibly remember everything I'm going to say in the next 2 hours. So I've written it all down, which means that you can see it as well. Okay, Logitech C920X is this camera. The X stands for extra. And although Corinda already knows what the extra is, he's not saying until after I've said it, which will make a change. He usually reveals it beforehand. This camera is 1080p and 720p. 720, 1080, the more P's, the more pixels there are, the clearer the picture is, as simple as that. 30 frames per second. Now, you're actually looking at moving pictures at 30 frames per second. What's happening is that my system here in wonderful Wiltshire is sending 30 images per second over the internet. And what happens is that when they're played back as though it's video, but it's in fact 30 images. Now, the more images there are, the better the definition, the better the video. But for all intents and purposes, we're broadcasting over the internet. So 30 frames per second is industry standard. So this meets the industry standards. It has clear stereo audio through the two omnidirectional microphones. Now, omnidirectional, they can pick up the sound all around you, okay, which is where basically you need something which is actually going to stop picking up other sounds. We'll talk about that when we get there. The next thing is got HD light correction, okay. If I switch my light off, which I'm going to do now, then basically what the camera does, it tries to compensate, yeah. And I'm more comfortable when I've actually got a light on. So let's switch the Logitech Retro light back on. And there is software. Hang on. Wait a minute. This is live. There is software, which I'm going to show you when we get to the Logitech Brio camera, which is the next camera I'm going to look at, which allows you to control the camera. In fact, I'm going to show you when we get to the Brio software that controls all Logitech cameras, including the 920 and the 922, 925, 930, Brio, and just for Corinda, the C270 as well. We said it's got low light correction, okay, and it's got a 78-degree field of view. The other cameras we're going to look at have got a 90-degree field of view. Now, the wider the field of view, and I will explain this as we go along, the wider the field of view, the more the camera can see. Yeah. And right, okay. Now, next thing I want to talk about is durability. I'll take the logo off because you know all about Be Live, where I'm broadcasting from. So let's take that logo off and apply. Okay, so logo's gone. I'm still here. Whew, that worked. The camera I'm showing you now, you quite simply take the USB-A cable, plug it into your PC or Mac, it will work straight away. Okay, but the thing about this camera is that this camera is 6 years old. I bought this 6 years ago when Facebook Live first came out, for the reasons I said earlier. So as far as durability is concerned, this camera is as new. In fact, when I say as new, I noticed the other day that there is sticky tape still there, which I haven't taken off. I'm going to leave that on. But this camera still works, and I use it as my reserve camera, okay? Because we've got 4 cameras in today's show. This one, the Logitech Brio, the Obspot Tiny, and the Obspot 4K. So I'll be looking at all those cameras. I'll be with you in a minute, Corinda. Right, okay. But this camera down in the carousel was released. No, I've gone the wrong way. Just a minute. Okay, the camera down in the carousel is a total reworking of this one, because the camera in the carousel was released on 31st of March 2020. Okay, and Logitech C920X includes the X stands for, as Corinda knows, XSplit VCam, which is background removable software, and you get a 3-month license of XSplit VCam included when you buy this camera. Okay, so you're not just buying the hardware, you're buying the software. So let's just catch up with Corinda. And Corinda is saying, I remember that. Good. Okay, and okay. Right, so Corinda didn't post about the X. I actually explained it to you. That good. And Corinda's asking a question about the 920. Is that with discount? There are no discounts on it today, Corinda. Okay, if there are discounts on any item, then I will tell you. And Amazon choices. I don't know about Amazon choices, Corinda. I'll have to check that after the broadcast. It can be on a tripod, correct? Okay. I sometimes feel that my show is being directed. So my 270 is old. If you go to Amazon.com, Corinda, and search for the C270, you will see when it was last updated, the product was last updated. Okay. But I mean, this is solid technology. It's sold in its millions. Of the people that I know who actually bought this when we started on Facebook Live, most people still use it. No reason not to, unless you want to broadcast in 4K, which we'll go on in a moment. But as I said, it includes 3 months of XSplit VCam. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a little video, if I can find it. I'm going to bring it up on screen. Okay. And this will explain what background removal is, okay, how it works, irrespective of which system it is. And we're looking at XSplit VCam. It will work in a way similar way to this. So if you want to understand what background removal is all about and how you can enhance your broadcasts on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, I'll be back in 2 minutes. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. And this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit. and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Now I can show you a sample of this. If I go down here, we'll see in a moment. And I'm back. Right, okay. I just want to hide that, and hopefully, if I hide it, you can still hear me. Now, Corinda came up with a question during that short video. The whole video is on YouTube, by the way. When you remove the background, do you have to apply it first? No, I was actually demonstrating how background removal works. First thing is it removes the background, okay, and then you select a background. But I want to show you how it works. In other words, how does it get rid of the green screen? It's already, you can put an image over the top. So I was just explaining how that works. And the second point from Corinda is just remember to unmute after. I did. I hope so. It wasn't me the other day. It was a feature on the system. Okay, I played 2 videos without a problem, and then the third video, I just had no sound, but hopefully I've still got sound. So down in the carousel, you can see the amazing the amazing C920X, and it is just a solid, well-engineered camera that delivers. And I've got a message coming through from Corinda, and yeah, I can hear you. Good, thank you, Corinda. Thank you for confirming that. I mean, this is the joy of live broadcasting, that we mix all these things together. We put together cameras, video, images, text, and it just works, except when it doesn't work, which is very rare these days with live broadcasting systems. They're getting more and more reliable, but you've got to be prepared for when things go wrong. If you do get a situation where you're broadcasting live on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, and your sound goes, all you need to do is to refresh your browser and make sure that you've got your microphone turned on. Okay, I know my microphone's turned on because in my studio, I can look and I can see from a meter, which is going green, that I've actually got sound. So, but thank you for confirming, Corinda. It's the most, well, it works. So C920X. Okay, now, as I said, a lot of my colleagues are actually still using, okay, I'm being good today. I'm putting things back as I use them. Because if I show you this, yeah, this is my, I just want to do something, just a second. Just give me a second to do this. It's mirrored. I don't want it to mirror. Okay, so this is live. This is me. I've got 2 cameras, 1 microphone in my studio, and I've just put the C920X back. Okay, so it's back in its place, and the desktop is reasonably tidy. All good. Okay, so back to me. Now, there is nothing, I mean, at the moment, we're limited in the places we can broadcast to in 4K, but I wanted to do 4K broadcasts. I wanted to improve the quality of my image. And the way to do that is to get a 4K camera, which is, as it happens, in the carousel. So the next logical step up from the C920X is to the Brio. And what I want to point out here, just a minute. What I want to point out here, yeah, okay, we've got it right way around now, is that if I go here and here, I just want to give you a little snippet of information about what's happening today, and it should be down here. Okay, just a second. Right. My main camera today is the Logitech Brio. It's the one you're actually watching now. So you've been watching this since this broadcast began. You're watching, and I just got a comment coming in from Corinda, and my hands are here, and Corinda's comment is going to show on screen. Okay. What is the bandwidth requirement for Logitech Brio Ultra? Bandwidth is the same as for a 1080 camera. Okay, there's no, the biggest problem with a 4K camera, well, there isn't one. Okay, but thank you for your question, Corinda. It does take more bandwidth, but we've got sufficient at the moment. So my main camera is Logitech Brio, and microphone is the Elgato Wave 3. And if I go here, this is the Elgato Wave 3. We will be looking at it shortly. Okay, so just prove it's there. And that's what you're listening to. Yeah. Okay, but I wanted to broadcast in 4K. C920X won't do it. The Brio does. Okay, so as you're actually watching the Brio, and it's up on my, well, if I show you here, just a minute. If I go here, I'm just going to make a change. Just give me a second. I just want to show you what's going on. It won't take a second, and I'm going to switch there. And hopefully this will come through into my feed, and I can go here, and I can go there, and I can go to the BenQ monitor. Okay, I can put that full screen. Right, so that is the ultra tiny we're going to look at in a moment. That is Logitech Brio. As you can see, it's on top of my monitor, which is the BenQ monitor down in the carousel, and it's next to Logitech Litra light, which is switched on, and that's the only light that's lighting me at the moment. You can see it's so small, very effective though. So we're talking about this camera, we're talking about the Brio. That's the styling of it. Okay, and if let's just try this. This may or may not work. Bear with me a minute. But if I go over here, then I can zoom in. Okay, and if I go down a bit, or up a bit, probably, and further in, there you can see it. There's the Logitech Brio camera, the outline, as you can see down in the carousel at the moment. And you can see the light is on, which means the camera is working. That dot you can see means the camera working, and it's got the twin microphones, and it's got a 90-degree angle in terms of, right. Okay, you can also see in the picture, I'm just digressing for a moment, but that's the BenQ monitor. 3280 by 1840 is the resolution. It's the designer's monitor. It's 27-inch. You can see it, the color representation is very good. You've got my clapperboard from Hollywood, of course, and then you've got a mobile, sorry, you've got an iPad holder, which goes to extends to 5'6". This one, just to show that we're live. Okay, back to me and back to the Brio. Just let me hide all comments and come back to me. Okay, so I'm going to give you an overview of the Brio now, but you are watching it. It's a 4K webcam, so it's capable 720, 1080, 4K. Okay, it has ultra 4K video. We're going to keep mentioning this because it's a 4K. Now, if you've got a 4K camera, where can you broadcast to in 4K? Well, the good answer is that we can broadcast to YouTube in 4K, and YouTube will store the video in 4K, which means that people can watch it in 4K. And the difference is astounding between 720, 1080 and 4K. It's an incredible difference. More pixels, clearer the picture. Stunning is the word I would use to describe a 4K video. It has inbuilt noise cancellation, a noise cancelling microphone built in. It's not just a camera, it's a microphone, and the microphone has noise cancellation. This is very important. If you're on a Zoom call or Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch and your dog barks, then everybody will hear it, unless you have some noise cancellation in place. And noise cancellation is built in to the Brio. And you can hear the dog, but nobody else can. Right, next. if I switch the light off, yeah, which I'm doing now using the software, then I go dark, but you can still see me. The Brio, which you've just seen on desktop, is actually compensating with high definition light correction. Okay, but I feel more comfortable with the light on. So I've switched the light back on and you can see me clearly now. And I'm trying to look at the camera. We'll come on to that later. It's got a wide field of view. It's got a 90-degree field of view. Okay, the 20X had 78. This has got 90. Just going through the other features. I'm going to show you some software in a minute. Just to labor the point, if it needs laboring, it's got 4 times the resolution of a typical HD webcam. That is true. Okay. Auto light adjustment we've spoken about. It's called Right Light, and it's the branded name that they use now. 3 fields of view, 90, 78, and 65, which you can choose between. Now, if you just buy a camera and you plug it into your computer, it will work. But if you download the software, it will work even better. And the software you want to download is called Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com, type in Logitech Capture in the search box, download the software, install it. It will recognize your camera. You can then use the software to control your camera. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen and show you the software right now. This software controls any, if I get it right, just a minute, this software controls any Logitech camera. Okay, so I'm going over here, I'm going here, and I'm going to share. Okay, I've got it. So I'm going to show you the software. I'm going to work through what the software can do for you. So you download it from logitech.com. You bought the camera. The software is free, gratis, no charge. So there's no reason not to download it. Okay, so if I go over here and I go full screen, yeah, there's the software. Now, as you can see, you've got physical controls. You can go, let's put the mouse on there. You can go up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right. So you can pan and tilt using the software. You can zoom in and you can zoom out. Yeah, you can set the field of view to be in 65, 78, or 90. Now you can see my settings at the moment. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the software off full screen, and I'm going to appear next to it. Next to it. Okay. And I'm going to, because of what I'm doing, I'm just going to change to wide angle. So let me do that. And we're now wide angle. Okay. Now I'm going to use the software, and you'll see a difference in what you're seeing on screen now and what I actually look like. Okay. Right. I'm going to zoom out once. I'm going to zoom out twice. I'm going to go to a 90-degree field of view, and I'm going to go full screen. Okay, this is what I look like. Okay, this is the default camera setting. If you don't download the software, you no control over the camera, and it will default to this. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, but if you get the software, you can sort it out to your own design. And the way that I like to do it is, if I go back to the software again, is I zoom in twice, once, twice, yeah. And then I go to, this is 90 degrees. If I go to 78 degrees, which I'm going to do in a moment, at the moment, you can see, if I take that heading off, you can see the monitor and you can see part of the chest set. If I go and I go to 78 degrees, it's going tighter. Now, this is how I like to appear on camera. Yeah, and it's all done through the Logitech Capture software. Yeah, and Logitech Capture software can control any Logitech camera apart from the Mevo, and it's free. And you can download it, install it, it'll recognize your camera, it will work. And then you can control the way that you look on camera. Simple as that. So just a reminder, if you don't get the software, this is what you look like. This one. If you do get the software, then 1, 2, 3 clicks, and I'm back to where I was. And that's it. That's Logitech Capture. Download the software. Please do. If you've got a new camera, new microphone, download the software. It gives you greater control. Simple as that. Okay. All right. I do get excited, I know. Over to Corinda. And Corinda is saying, I'm not sure which order. All right. Yeah, it's 920X can be on a tripod. And in addition to that, Corinda is also saying, I said it twice. It's so good. He said it twice. Okay. Thank you, Corinda. Okay. So that's the Logitech Brio camera. It is my go-to camera. It's my favorite camera. Right. Thank you for watching live on Amazon Live. Let's go over here. I'm just going to switch this on. Okay. Within my studio. Your host is me, Stephen Healey from England. I'm one of 5 or 6 English broadcasters on Amazon Live. We all enjoy being here. We're all privileged to be here, and we love that you spend part of your day with us. Thank you. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've just looked at Logitech Brio. We're next going to look at the Samsung S22 mobile phone, which is my brand new phone. And I want to say a big thank you for watching. It does mean a lot that you spend part of your day with me. If you have any questions at all, as Corinda's been doing, you can type in a comment and I can show your comment on screen. And Corinda's a number 6 live streamer. Okay, there you go. And Corinda earlier put his link in. And if you want to follow Corinda, please do. His link is in the comments. Now, you can ask me questions about anything about live broadcasting. I've been doing this for nearly 7 years now. I enjoy doing it. That's why I'm here on Amazon Live every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, talking about live broadcasting, lights, camera, action. And I'm here to help you. Simple as that. Now, advanced notification. If I turn just a minute, I've done something wrong. Okay, advanced notification. Let's go here. Okay. Amazon Prime Day is July 12th and 13th. Amazon Prime Day is July 12th and 13th. All the live broadcasters, we're all independent. We don't work for Amazon, we work for ourselves, and everything we talk about in the carousel, most of it we own and can talk about it because we actually use it, and that's important. You're actually talking to users of the items in the carousels. If you're watching a cooking program on Amazon Live, as I do, or you're watching an electronics program or anything at all, then the person presenting the broadcast knows about the items down in the carousel. Okay, now whilst I'm talking about things, you can actually surf the carousel. You can scroll the carousel and you can click a link. It opens in a new tab. You get the standard Amazon.com page. You pay the price that's in my carousel. If there's a discount, I'll tell you. Okay, because when we're live, there are special discounts only available whilst we're live. Just to give you a note, I am live. I hope I'm live until 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's the plan. That's the grand plan, to be here till 1 p.m. Eastern. So do stay. And if you've got any questions, please ask. And just to confirm that Corinda is the number 6 live streamer. Okay. Okay. But on Amazon Live, you've got broadcasters from Canada, from Australia, from South Africa, from Portugal. It's truly an international operation. And we all know each other. We all help and support each other. Absolutely brilliant. And we drop in on each other's broadcasts and comment. Okay. All right. The next item I'm going to talk about, which is down in the carousel, is this. Okay. It is the beautiful, powerful mobile phone that is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. Now, I got this just over a week ago, and if you can be in love with a mobile phone, I am. Okay, this is it. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is down in the carousel today. And whilst I'm live, it's $1049.99, which is 19% off. So 19% off today. Big savings on this mobile phone today. And I just need to twizzle this round. Just a minute. Okay, we're back. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the main features. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the main features. Then I'm going to show you in about 2 or 3 minutes time a video made with this. Okay, and you can then judge the quality, because this phone, this Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, is 8K video, and it's, well, I'll let you decide. Okay, you decide what you think about it, but it is 2022 release, Samsung S22 Ultra, flagship product, and I'm just so chuffed, happy to be holding it. Now you can have up to 256 gigabytes of storage. Just said 8K camera and 8K video. It's got the brightest display. Now, a few minutes ago, before this broadcast started, I was sat outside in beautiful Wiltshire sunshine, and I could see the screen. I mean, on my old phone, this is my old phone, I couldn't see it at all. I can see this display in the brightest sunlight. So that's the first win for me. Now, do you remember the Galaxy Note? The Galaxy Note was famous for having, you're ahead of me, famous for having an S Pen. Ta-da! This is the S Pen. And if you forgive me a moment, I just want to click that, and just a second. I'm actually writing live. Hopefully legible. Hello, Amazon. Written just now. You watched it. The thing is that you can take notes with the Ultra even when the phone is switched off. And if you want to just write yourself a quick note, you can do that and then press save, and you can come back to it later. You can add another note. Okay. The second use of the pen is in taking photographs. It's got air gestures. So you can set yourself up to take a photograph, and you don't need to be near the camera, because you can do an air gesture to actually take the shot. Okay, so it's a dual purpose pen. Writing, well, it's a triple purpose pen, because if I go here, yeah, let's do that. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay, the other thing that I'm amazed by is the smoothness of the scroll. Yeah, a very steady scroll, so fast. I'm just trying to find something. And Corinda, oh, right, that's me live. Okay, talking about, I'm live on Facebook as well as being live on Amazon Live. So that's me live. This is confirmation of what the Brio camera is like, and the quality of the video on the Samsung S22 Ultra. Okay, so it's got the S Pen's back. The thing I love about it is it's just the flexibility. Okay, it has a long battery life. If you charge it overnight, it will last all the following day, no problem at all. If you're videoing, making video, or watching video, you've got a full day's power. Plus, it is 8K super steady video, and I'm going to show you that video in a minute. But the brilliant thing about this is that this phone has a built-in stabilizer. Now, when I go out, I love doing mobile video. When I go out with my mobile phone, I take a gimbal with me to keep it steady. Yeah, because the thing about a phone is, normally, that's me. The thing about a phone is that normally when you're walking, the camera will just go up and down. Yeah. In this instance, you don't need the gimbal. Well, I'm going to try this out, but you don't really need a gimbal, because the stabilizer is in the phone. That's why it says super steady. Next feature, it's got nitography. Now, between you and me, nitography is a made-up word. It's not a real word, but we can guess what it means. it means taking photographs at night. Now, I've seen examples of photographs taken with this camera at night. I'm going to do some of my own, but it's almost on the edge of daylight. You can, right, I'm shooting a lot of video this weekend and taking a lot of images, and I'll show you on next week's show. Reminder, I'm live at 11 a.m. Eastern every single day during the week. Okay, next feature before we get to the video. Okay, it's got on the back, if I put a case on it. That's one of the first things I do with any phone, is put a case on it. And if I slide this slidey thing, okay, you can see the lenses. You've got a 108 megapixel lens on the back, okay, and you also got 3 times zoom and 10 times zoom. All the lenses are on the back. You select when you're actually running the camera. So these 108 megapixels. Couldn't even dream of that a couple of years ago. Quality now. It's got adaptive color contrast, which is great to have because it adapts the colors according to the lighting. It is, I'll turn it the right way around now, long-lasting battery, fast charging, and we're going to come on to that in a minute, but you can charge this at 45 watts, which is pretty high charging, but you need an external brick to do that. Okay, an accessory. The camera itself has got an embedded S Pen. We've talked about, oh, right, okay. The thing about the S Pen, which I showed you earlier, is that if I go out of the room and I leave the S Pen behind, I get a message on the phone that says, excuse me, Stephen. Well, it doesn't say, excuse me, Stephen. It says, are you sure you picked up your S Pen? Because until you put your S Pen back in, it tracks it. Which for me, that's just, well, that's helpful. And this is major. The phone is actually unlocked by Samsung, so you can go to your favorite carrier, get a SIM from them, put it in, no messing. It makes life a lot easier. And just talking about the dimensions of the camera, it is 6.8 inches. It's WQHD. It's got an inch screen and it's 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. And it does adapt. You can go from 1 hertz up to 120 hertz, depending on the circumstances. And the next point about it is that as far as charging is concerned, it's got 5,000 milliamp charging. That's 45 watts with the brick. Excuse me. Oh, it's got wireless charging, 15 watts, and you can do wireless power share as well. The phone itself was released. Oh, no, I haven't got that far yet. Okay, the rear camera is 108 megapixels. The front camera is 40 megapixels. So brilliant selfies. The phone was released February 9th, 2022. This is super current model. And I'm in love with my Samsung Galaxy now S22 Ultra. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can actually stop sharing my screen. Okay. I can bring this video in. Okay. This video, just a warning, this video contains chickens. Right. Okay. What I did was I took the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and I shot a video in my garden. So you're actually going to watch a video from my garden in Devizes in Wiltshire. And so this video was created using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I'm going to get a glass of water. I'll be back in a minute. First video with the Samsung S22 Ultra, and we're in the garden on a beautiful sunny day. It's about 31 degrees, and let's take a walk down the path and see what we can find. Okay, now what I'm checking is the sound quality and also the video quality. So let's see how this works. So I can pan round. Okay, and I'm going to go onto the grass, and this is our newer wildflower garden. And the right hand side is taking off slowly. but the left-hand side is firmly established. As I go round again and down the garden. Okay, Angelica put a lot of work into getting the garden into the state it's in, and I want to take you down now to the new table and chairs that we've got. Chairs are covered up to protect them because, as you can see, we are out in the countryside and birds can actually fly over, which is not a good idea. But this is our brand new table, and we saw it in the local garden centre and thought, let's have that. So we did, we bought it. Okay, now over here is our wild animal enclosure, and if I go around the corner we should see, hopefully they're camera friendly, but if I go around here we should be able to see, hello chickens, hello. Okay, and we've got 4 chickens in total. They're all rather camera shy, yeah, and they're turning away from the camera. They know what's going on, they know they're being filmed, apart from the one who's going to be a star someday. Okay, and this is an igloo, which is where they live, and it's very easy to maintain. Chickens are easy to maintain, and we're actually currently getting 4 eggs a day, and the chickens were rescue chickens. In other words, they had been kept for their egg laying. After 2 years they let the chickens go, and then the chickens have got to be rehoused, and we actually managed to get hold of 4. So these are all about the same age and will go on for 2 or 3 years laying eggs for us, and we're currently getting 25 eggs a week, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm walking further down, you can see I know back. Okay, and that video was created using the Samsung S22 Ultra, which is my favouriteest phone ever. So this is it, looking at it, 6.8 inches, 5 lenses on the back, 108 megapixels, 3 times zoom, 10 times zoom, night vision, and it's all in one beautiful package, which I have put a case on to actually protect it. Over to Corinda, and Corinda is saying, is it it's dual SIM? So you've got your main phone number, and then you've got a second SIM which you can use if you wish. And no, Angelica doesn't have an S22. Angelica has got a Google Pixel. Angelica is my partner. Okay, hopefully I've still got sound. Just let me check the microphone, just a second. The microphone is responding, so we've still got sound. That's the second and last video I'm going to play today, unless I play one as the outro. And I just need to close. Oh, wait a minute. I'm still live. If I click the sound button, the last video I'm going to play today, that's it. I've cracked it. I can actually check that I've got sound using this device. Absolutely brilliant. So I have got sound. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I do shows every day, 11 a.m. Eastern. I did a show on Monday, and I played 3 videos. And at the 3rd video, I unmuted myself, because you've got to mute yourself when you're playing a video, because if you don't, you get feedback, you know. So I muted myself, played the video. When I came off playing the video, I did unmute myself. I know I did, but nobody could hear me. And Amazon said, nobody can hear you. And well, that was the end of that. But I love, just look at the display, the quality on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Absolutely first class. Okay, so as you can probably gather by now, I think the S22, let's just go back to its official title at the top. It is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. It is available on Amazon now. If you click the link down the carousel, you will pay a price of 1,049.99, which is 19% off. So you save 19% on the phone if you click the link in the carousel. You're not buying it, you're just looking at for more information. You'll get more reviews, you'll be able to watch other people's review. I haven't found a single fault with it yet. If I do, you can follow my journey, and if I come up with anything, I'll let you know. Look forward to more videos. Yeah, I'm going to do more videos. I'm going to do more images, and I'm also going to do some, as we all should. I think we should all get involved in, just a minute, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word. Nitography. This is the ability to actually take pictures at night. And I've said I've seen them, and the quality of the pics is absolutely brilliant. Okay, it looks like it's daylight, but it's not, because it's nightlight. It's nitography. Okay, and it's got a portrait mode as well. Okay, so that's the Samsung Galaxy phone. It is a stunning piece of kit. I know it's the flagship product, but there's so much you can do with this phone. You can even make phone calls with this phone. Okay, and you can see the quality of the video that's coming through. And if I put my hand up now, you'll see a delay. So let's just wait for my hand to go up, because after I've shown you the phone, I should put my hand. There you are. Right, there's always a transmission delay. That's natural. Yeah, and just the quality of the video. And I'm going to show you the videos, 8K videos I can take. I'm going to show you the 8K super steady video, because it's got a stabilizer built in. No need for a gimbal. I'm going to find out this weekend. Okay. So that is my review, my current review of the Samsung Galaxy S22. If you want to know more, just click the link in the carousel and it will take you to the standard Amazon.com page to find out more. Okay, right. I do get excited because it's a beautiful camera. Right, now the next thing we're going to go on to is OBSBot cameras. And then after we've done the OBSBot cameras, we're going to move on to, just a second, if you want to stay with me, I hope you do. We're going to, after I've looked at the OBSBot cameras, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Just let me find it. It won't take long. Just a second. I'm scrolling down, and this menu gets longer and longer. Okay. After we've looked at the OBSBots, I'm going to do 10 carousel items in 30 minutes. Okay. And I'll show you 10 items that I own in the carousel in 30 minutes. And I'll tell you whether there's any discount or not. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say goodbye to the Brio camera and bring in my second camera, which is this one. And if I go here, oh, right, wait a minute. I need to come back a second. Okay, still on the Brio. I need to make one change. Just a second. Okay, in actual fact, I've got two OBSBot cameras, and we're going to go with the PTZ camera first. Just a second. Okay, so no, I'm confused. I need to make my mind up. Okay, we're going to go with the first OBSBot I got, which is the OBSBot Tiny. Okay, and that's the 4K version, and I want the other version. Right, okay. Okay, so we glitched for a moment then. Now we're back, and I can go over here, and I can show you. This is the OBSBot Tiny 4K. Now, the thing about the OBSBot, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you, first of all, quick demonstration. We're talking about the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera, PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom. It is AI-powered framing and gesture control, which I'll tell you about. It is a full 1080p webcam, so just like the C920X. But the thing is that it's got, you can see it there, it's there, that's it. Right, that's the camera we're talking about. It's beautiful design. It's got the lens is on an arm, and it's also on a gimbal. So it can pan left and right. It can tilt up and down. Most cameras, this is the Brio camera that you're watching a minute ago. That's actually fixed to my BenQ monitor. Equally well, it could be fixed to your PC or Mac, but it's static. It doesn't move. This actually moves. If I show you this, just a minute. Let me go to the software and I can give you a demonstration of this. If I ask the camera to sleep, yeah, you can see. Shall I do that again? That was quick, wasn't it? Switch itself back on. Okay. It can move up and down. Yeah, it can move up and down. And it's got a dual omnidirectional microphone built in. It also has 90-degree wide angle, so it's 90 degrees. It's got low light correction. Okay, now I'm not using it at the moment, so I can't show you, but it does compensate. It has AI powered PTZ. Okay, so it's got privacy. Now the privacy that we saw is this one. I'm going to do it again because I like the fact that it just goes to sleep and then you can wake it up again. Okay, you can set it on a timer. You can say, right, okay, basically I want the camera to shut off if I don't use it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it does it automatically. The next item, we're talking about sleep mode there. It's got 3 presets. Okay, so the Brio and the C920X and most webcams only have 1 preset, and that is to be looking at you. So the Brio, nothing wrong with the Brio, but it can't do anything other than look at me. Yeah. With the Ogspot Tiny, I can look at the monitor. Okay. I can look at me. Okay. Now, the beautiful thing about this is, just let me let me get the right camera. Okay. This is fun. Okay. The beautiful thing about this is that the camera that you're looking at, Corinda mentioned it earlier, this camera is actually on a tripod. It's not on the desktop. I've got 2. Okay, don't get quick. This is on the tripod, which means that I can set the tripod so the camera lens is eye level. So when I look in the camera, I'm looking directly at the camera. I know I've got to. I just focus, laser focused on looking at the lens. And this is just the second view that this camera has, preset views. So the first preset was my monitor. The second preset is me. Okay. And then the third preset is, just let me find the software again, is outside. Okay. And you can see, okay, you can now in a second see what I can see from my window. Okay. So it's got, if I reverse that, just a minute, just let me try this. This may or may not work. Just a second. I just want to know whether that's worked or not. If I reverse just a minute, and no, that's not, it's only worked for me, didn't work for you. Never mind. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to me. I'm using software to control everything here. Everything is software controlled. And I'm coming back to me. This is me. Okay. Now, so it's on a 2-axis gimbal. It can move to 3 preset positions, which you can change. Yeah. If I change over to the monitor again, yeah, and I'm just going to make one change in my studio. If I go to the monitor again, using software control, I can zoom in. Yeah, I can go up or down or left or right. Yeah, I'm in control of the camera, and then when I get it to where I want it to be, I can save it. Okay, and if I've totally made a mess of it, I can just go back to what it was. So it's got 3. I'm waiting for the camera. It's got 3 preset positions, and it's on a 2-axis gimbal. Now, the reason that this is a fun camera to have, that's the practical thing. So if you think of being in a conference around a table, this camera can actually move through 180 degrees, and it can actually show everybody at the table, and they can speak through the microphone that's on the camera. Okay, so as we'll see, the 4K camera is a brilliant conference camera. But if I press a button on my software, there's something else that happens. And this is why this camera is so much fun. Okay, as I stand up, okay, basically what happens is, I just need to turn around. I need to caught myself on the chair then. Is that the camera, I'm just moving the chair out of the way. Okay, that's an Under Armour rucksack, not down the carousel. That is Avebury Stone Circle, built at the same time as Stonehenge. And I'm going to look at the camera now. But the thing is that this camera can actually follow you as you move around. So as I move around, it's going on its gimbal and it's changing the angle to keep track of me. The other thing it's doing automatically is it's giving me headroom. So I'm always properly framed. It's got framing software, as we said earlier. It makes sure that you are, as far as possible, in the center of the picture and that you have headroom. Okay, and the thing is, if you're stood up, yeah, then you can present. And I'm going to show you these when I do the 10 for 30. But I can present, and I can put my Aftershocks headphones on, and I can talk all about them. They're waterproof. They go over your ear. They don't go in your ear canal. They are not uncomfortable. You can't lose them. They come in various colorways. Yeah. The sound travels not through your ear canal, but travels through your skull. Yeah. It's not hi-fi, but it is high quality, and you can listen to Amazon Music, your favorite podcasts, whilst you're walking, running, or jogging, or cycling. That's brilliant, but it's also got a safety feature. And this is what a competitor talked about. And they said, right, okay, the thing is, there's nothing in your ear. So you can speak to the person next to you. Yeah. The other thing that you can do is you can hear the traffic all around you. And you can hear the cyclist silently coming up behind you. Yeah. Now, these headphones are available in different colors. I live in the UK. And they have to be waterproof. These are waterproof. I can tell you, I've done it, been out with them. You've got controls, and you can go volume up, volume down, next track, previous track. You can make phone calls, you can voice dial. And in addition to that, you can receive phone calls as well. It pairs with your mobile phone. You notice how the camera followed me then? It pairs with your mobile phone. Just go Bluetooth, look for Aftershocks, press the button, and you've then got the ability to play music from your phone through your headphones. Simple and straightforward. I know it works. Right, so this is the camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and give you an outside view whilst I put a few things down. Okay, and I'm going to come back to me. Okay, and I'm going to sit down. Okay, and then we're going to come back. Okay, so now waiting for it to pan around. Now we are back. Okay, and I'm on the OBSBOT Tiny 4K tiny camera on a tripod in front of me at eye level. It's got 3 preset positions. It can track you. That is the OBSBOT Tiny. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch back to the Brio. So we're now back to the Brio. These headphones, by the way, these Aftershocks, absolutely brilliant. You actually forget you're wearing them. Okay, so I'm going to put those down for a moment. And whilst I'm talking to you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my second OBSBOT camera, because you know that I'm into 4K video, broadcasting live to YouTube. And this is the OBSBOT 4K. Okay, I'm going to put its name on screen. Let me take that off a second, just a minute. Okay, so this is, I'm using the OBSBOT 4K now. Okay, now you can see, just a minute, let me just check something. Yeah, it's the right way around. This is the camera we were using a moment ago, which is the Oswalt Tiny, which is 1080p and 720p. The camera we're using now is the 4K camera, and there's a difference in quality and picture straight away. Yeah, the one that's on my BenQ monitor, which is the 4K, different quality. It's got the same facilities though. So with this camera, which is the Oswalt 4K camera, which is down in the carousel now, yeah, I can go to the desktop. This is live. You can see the Aftershocks headphones. I can go to the garden. Okay, and we get a view of the garden. Now this is a live view of my garden, our garden. And as you can see, Alexa, what is the temperature?
At the moment, it's 17 degrees Celsius.
Right, so it's,
you can expect a low of 11 degrees.
Right, so it's 17 degrees Celsius. Alexa, what is the wind speed?
Currently, it's breezy at 14 kilometers per hour.
Right.
Tonight, expect more of the same.
Right, so 14 kilometers, about 10 miles an hour of a wind. Yeah, so that's why you can see, this is live, you can see the trees moving. So that's the first, and then you can see me. Okay, and it's panning around, and you come to me. Okay, so this is me, and I'm looking up above the monitor, so it looks like I'm looking straight at you. So that's the first two presets, and then the third preset is the desktop. Okay, and you can see the chess set. The chess set is down the carousel. Let's just go around. This is Greek mythology chess set. It's down in the carousel. TP-Link Deco. TP-Link Deco, I'm using this. This is Wi-Fi at its best. You can see an Echo Dot. Okay, and if I just move over here so I can see what you can see an Anchor 4-way USB. You can see the Logitech C920X we looked at earlier. You can see the Samsung S22, showing a picture of what we're actually doing live now. Love the quality on the Samsung S22. We looked at the Aftershocks earbuds. I'll put them in the carousel when we go through everything in a moment. And we're looking at the TrebLab X3 Pro earbuds. We might also take a look at this. And this is the TrebLab HD77. TrebLab are a well-respected American company, and they know how to style equipment. We'll come back to that. Okay, so this is the Oswalt 4K, and the thing about the Oswalt, just to reinforce this, if I go here, okay, and I want to come back to me. Okay, so just to reinforce it, because this is an amazing thing. If I stand up, then the camera does nothing at all. If I sit down and I press the right button, yeah, then the camera will actually track me as I move around. I can look at the camera and be totally tracked. It also it has a fast track mode, so you could actually track 100-yard race, 100-meter race. It also has the ability to turn the camera upside down, and you could then point it at a teacher with a whiteboard, and you could record the full session. And as they move, the camera moves. We've just seen that. So if I move about, as I said, it's got 180 degrees. It's on a gimbal, 2-in-axis gimbal, and the rest is, well, I just love it. And if I sit down, then it will lose me, but I can get myself back by pressing a button. Now, as with most things, this is all controlled by software, and I can give you just a quick look at the software. If I go share screen, okay, so I'm going to do a screen share of the software. Okay, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there, go there. So I've been doing all this using the software. This is the software, and I'm going to go side by side, and just to show you exactly what it can do. So let's do that. Okay, so we're side by side. What I want to do is just go widescreen for a moment. Just give me a second, and we'll adjust this and go widescreen and apply. Okay, so I'm going to control the software, and as you can see, I can go to me, I can go to the desktop. Okay, and just a minute. Let me just check something. Don't you love it when a demonstration goes perfectly? Just a minute. The camera is moving. Oh, wait, just a minute. That didn't go exactly according to plan. Just give me a moment. What I meant to do is this. This time, live demonstrations, I gotta love them. This time it will work. Let's try again. Let's do a retake. So this is me. I'm going to press desktop and the camera will pan to the desktop. Yay! I'm going to press garden and the camera will pan to the garden. Okay. Now, if I want to zoom out, I can just zoom out using the software. So you see I'm looking through a window. It's at an angle I couldn't possibly see with the way the office is arranged, and I'm going to go up to 200%. Come back to me. You see that when the camera's on me, I'm only down. I can zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom out. I can do all this whilst I'm live. I've got total control of the camera. As you can see, this software is controlling two OBSBot cameras, the original, which we looked at, and the 4K. And if I want to go to the desktop, okay, and I want to zoom in, I can zoom in, this there, then I can adjust, and I can zoom in again, and we can get a full picture of the OBSBot camera, the second one, back to me. So you've got total control over this camera. And the thing I love about it is they update the software, they update the firmware. They are a go-ahead company. They support their customers, and they just won an award for the 4K camera. And it's just a solid piece of kit. And it's a fun piece of kit. You can have great fun with the OBSBot 4K camera because it's not just an ordinary camera. Okay, and let's go back here, and I want to say thank you for watching me live, and let's just carry on. Oh, I didn't notice. I want to say hello. Wait a minute, I'll get there. I want to say hello to Rome, and just let me go back. Yeah, I got carried away there, Rome, and I want to go back there, and I just want to take that description off. Okay, Rome's a good friend, fellow broadcaster, and I appreciate you dropping in, and thank you for the comment, and have a good show later today. Okay, absolutely brilliant. Now, just a note, if you comment on Facebook, then I can show your comments on screen in my studio. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to go back to, so we've finished now with the OBSBots. I'm going to go back to the Brio, and we're back on Logitech Brio just to confirm that. This is the Logitech Brio. Okay, and we've just been looking at OBSBots. Okay, now it's a passion of mine, the OBSBot. Okay, the next item in the carousel is lighting. I watch more Amazon live video than I actually make. I know it's impossible, but I actually do. I do enjoy watching videos. I enjoy watching and learning from my fellow broadcasters. And at this stage, I want to mention this gentleman. This is Jim Ziegler. And Jim Ziegler and I have been friends for the last 15 years. And he endorses the product that I am about to show you. In fact, if I go here, okay, and I'm going to let Jim introduce the product. So I'm going to switch on my
The Alpha Dog. If you don't know me, I'm Jim Ziegler. I'm 75 years old. I'm an internet millionaire. 75 years old. Lifetime Achievement Awards behind me. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Stephen Healey. Now, Stephen Healey is a friend of mine in the UK. I've known him for about 15 years. I met him on social media. We've never shaken hands, but he's a great friend, and he's been a mentor to me in all things technical. Now, I think of Stephen Healey as Mr. Gadget, the gadget guy. He's got stuff that is incredible. Now, I do a lot of work on social media. I make my money on social media. I've got 150,000 friends and followers. So when I'm on social media and I'm using a camera and I'm using these devices, I have relied heavily on Stephen Healey. And recently, Stephen says, Jim, your lighting isn't right. Well, it's kind of hard to get lighting. And like I say, I'm not technological by nature. So he suggested that I get the Logitech Ultra Light. Logitech Ultra Light, Ultra Glow. Look at this thing. Here it is. I just bought it. I'm using it right now. And one thing about the Ultra Glow is it takes all the shadows. I always wear a hat. And since I wear a hat, my eyes are always dark. Right now, you can see my full facial features. The background is clear. And the cool thing about the ultralight that Stephen didn't say is if you use a virtual background, it doesn't distort. One of the problems with the virtual background is you get distortion because the lighting doesn't pick it up. Guess what? I can use a virtual background that I use in my business and it doesn't distort. I love that. So this is just a shout out to my good friend in the UK, Stephen Healey. And Stephen is representing Amazon with a lot of great projects, products, and gadgets. The guy's incredible. So anyway, this is Jim Ziegler. I'm talking about, I just purchased the Ultra Glow Logitech that Stephen had recommended on LinkedIn and some of the social media that I'm on. So anyway, shout out to my good friend Stephen Healey. Watch what he's selling. He's got some great gadgets, some really stuff.
Now, I love that video, and I want to say a big thank you to Jim for actually taking the time to make it. It's always wonderful when something unexpected arrives, and I didn't expect Jim to actually talk. So, Jim, thank you. I'm just checking something, and you'll know what I'm checking if you've been watching for a little while, is I'm actually checking that I'm actually got sound. So, just a minute. Yep, I've got sound. Okay, I always have to check that I've got sound. So, what was Jim talking about? Well, Jim was talking about this, which is down in the carousel now, which is a Logitech. I know Jim called it the Ultra, but it is in fact the Logitech Ultra Glow Premium LED light. And I just want to change up slightly. Just give me a second. I just want to go here and change the theme to this and apply. Okay. And that should shrink. That's better. Okay, we're back on track. Okay, if you're watching me live, before I present my next item, I'd just like to say thank you. You are watching your host, me, Stephen Healey, live from England, and I'm one of 6 English broadcasters on Amazon.com/live, which is a free resource for you to help you when you're actually deciding what you're going to buy. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've been talking about Logitech Brio. We've talked about Samsung S22 Ultra. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you spending time with me. And if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, about anything, please do ask. Okay, take that off screen. So I need to reach over here. Forgive me for a moment. I need to go over here, and this is it. Okay, this is the light that Jim was talking about. This is the Logitech Nitro light. Right, it comes in a box, as Jim showed you. Just let me move something. It comes. My studio's falling to bits. It comes in this box, Logitech Nitro, and what I'm going to do now, before I carry on, is I'm just going to take. It's going dark outside. It's going ever so dark. So give me a second. Okay, now you can see me better, and now you can see the light better. This is the important thing. You can actually see the light. When you get the light, you've got cellophane there on the back, and you've got cellophane on the bottom. You actually can pull up this shelf here, and it goes over the back of your monitor. In fact, we can look at how it's positioned. If I go here, just a second. Okay, I just need to make one change. Just bear with me a minute, and we can actually see it live. So I'm going to go to a different camera. If I can find it. Yeah, I've got it. Okay, and it should be back to me in a second. And now I can bring this on screen. Okay, and if I go here, I know that's not the shot I want this one. Just a second. Right, okay, you can see the light there. Okay, it's angled slightly. It's not that, it's a very compact light, about 3 inches by 3 inches. It just goes on top of your monitor exactly like that, and that is the light that is shining down on me right now. Okay, so that's the light. That's how it works, just on top of your monitor. On the back, you've got the on switch, and you've got 2 sliders. One controls brightness, one controls temperature, and you can set the temperature of the light. And let's just do that, just to give me a moment. If I go and I can check, I've got the software, you know me, I'm downloading software. If I go here, then I can change the lighting. Okay, and this is the top setting. You get 6 presets. I'm using the software to do this. I'm just sliding through the presets, and you can see what's happening is that the brightness and the temperature are being changed. Some of it is subtle. Okay, and then you just go through the presets until you find one that you're happy with, and I like this one. Okay, and just to go back, what's happened here is, as you can see, looking at the light, it's been turned down, the brightness has gone down, and this is why I look like that. So that's Logitech Nitro light, and I love it so much. I've got 2 of these. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. I'm going to come back over to my trusted iPad, and we're going to attempt, just a minute, we're going to attempt, just with the Nitro light, it's got True Soft. I just want to switch it off and on again, just to give me a second. Right, that's slightly better. It's got adjustable monitor mount. You can take the light off, and you can put it on a tripod. Okay, so either on your monitor or on a tripod. I've just shown you that you can change the brightness and the color temperature, and it's got a desktop app to control things, and that's what I was using just then. And it's got natural skin tones. This is not an in-your-face light. This is natural skin tones and radiant look. That's for you to judge. It's made for gamers and broadcasters. It's safe for 24 hours a day use. Yeah, and it's the only, well, it's the main light that's lighting me at the moment. Freedom of light placement, we talked about that. Desktop or mounting, and it was released. It uses Logitech's free G-Hub software, which I was using then. So again, with all hardware, the software is free. Go to Logitech, search for Logitech Nitro Light, download it, and you've got that. Okay, now I'm going to go back here, and this time I am going to put the light down, and we're going to scroll down. Okay, and we're going to do 10 carousel items in 30 minutes. This was number 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the carousel and I'm going to go through 10 items in 30 minutes. And that takes us neatly up to the hour. We've looked at the Logitech C920X, okay? And the C920X comes with free software to enable you to remove your background. 3 months trial of the software, or 3 months of the software. It's not a trial, it's real. We looked at the Brio camera. You're looking at the Brio camera now. Okay, this is a Logitech Brio that you're watching. It's 4K to YouTube, no problem with that. 1080p, 720p. It's a workhorse. It does everything I want it to, and you're actually watching it now. The next item we talked about was the trusty, everything I wanted to, and you're actually watching it now. Just a minute. The next item we talked about was the trusty. Right, this is me talking about Samsung Galaxy S22. You can see the quality of the picture and the quality of the 4K video, 8K video, which I actually shot and showed you earlier. So this is the flagship product from Samsung. It is a 108 megapixel camera on the back, or a 3x zoom or a 10x zoom. It's got an S Pen. Okay, S Pen you can use to control the unit itself, or you can use it to write. And there you are. Hello, Amazon. And you can use it to actually control the display. The other thing you can do, it's got air gestures, so you can use it to take photographs. So you set the photograph up, you don't need to touch the camera, you can just use the S Pen and you can take photographs or start a video. And I need to put that back. Okay, so that's the S22 camera. Okay, next, we looked at the OBSBOTS cameras, and this is, if I go here, I go here, the OBSBOT is up there. That's the OBSBOT camera. And we looked at the 1080p version and the 4K version. So those two, and just a note, the OBSBOT Tiny today is 15% off. That's $169. The OBSBOT Tiny is $269, and it's the most fun I've had with a camera. Okay, so that's the Tiny. The next thing we looked at with Jim Ziegler, remember Jim, was the Logitech Litra Glow Light. And the next thing I'm going to look at is, if I go here, just a minute, go here again, and I go here again, and go here. Wait a minute, I need to make a change. Just give me a second. Don't go anywhere. I'm just changing up. I'm going to go here. Okay, we should. Do not adjust your sets. We'll be back with you in a minute. Okay. Down is in the carousel is the phone, is the tripod on which I've got the OBSBOT mounted, and it's $17.99. The other tripod we looked at, or we haven't looked at, and this is a tripod for an iPad, and I'm always afraid of actually losing this. The iPad goes into the jaws there, and they are real jaws. It's 5'6". Yeah, which means you can stand up and you can broadcast from your iPad. Anything up to 5'6". Okay, so that's for an iPad stand that's down in the carousel. Chess set. I included this chess set basically because I love chess. My move is D2 to D4. It's your turn to move. It is a beautifully crafted chess set. If we just take a look at one of the pieces, which I'm trying to show on camera. I haven't done this before, but there you are. A beautifully crafted knight with a knight on horseback. Okay, so beautifully crafted chess set down in the carousel. And if you play chess, please do contact me. This is I bought this chess set 20 years ago, and it's on Amazon, as you can see. Greek mythology chess set, beautiful board. This is beautifully crafted, no expense spared. It is a beautifully crafted board. My move was d2 to d4 is your move. Now, coming back to me, you can see, hopefully you can see, I've got a wall behind me, but those of you who've been watching will know that this is not a real wall. Okay, I'm going to go here. This is, in fact, a photography backdrop. I went to Amazon, of course. I typed in photography backdrop and I found this wall. I thought, I'll use it. Now, you can also see it's actually arched. So not only is it not a real wall, it's not, well, it's not a wall, it's a photograph. And if I go back to 78 degrees, 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, it means I can appear on screen looking like this. Yeah, and this is the way I prefer to appear. So you can get all sorts of backdrops, and it does change the feel of, if you're on Zoom, you can change the feel. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, you can just change the feel. You saw there a green screen effect, and there are people who say you can use background removal software without a green screen. Jim just said it, okay, and you can, and it will be okay. But if you want perfect, you do need a green screen. The one down in the carousel at the moment is the best one I've found. It is reversible, yeah? So let's just do that again because we can. If I zoom out, you can, the shape there is the shape of the green screen, and it's blue one side, green the other side. It is scrunchable. It's great for draping photography backdrops, and it helps when you're using green screening. Yeah, background removal. Do have a green screen, because if you don't have a green screen, you get a line around your head, and your hair blows in the breeze, and there's no breeze. If you've got a green screen and you're using background removal software, it will be near perfect. Okay, I can take that off now because you've got the idea now. Okay, it will be near perfect. Right, the next thing that we're going to look at, you have been listening to this. Okay, you're watching the Brio camera and you're listening to this. This is, he said, this is here. And it's shy, so I've got to coax it out. This is here, the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And I'm going to take my hands out of the way so you can actually see it. In fact, I'll put my hand down there. This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. If I turn it around, it's shy, it won't go on camera. But basically, I do panel shows, and I invited guests from the States and from Sweden and from Holland and Belgium too. And we talked about microphones. I heard this microphone on the broadcast from Alec Dorling in Sweden. I loved it. I bought it from Amazon the following week, and it is a high quality microphone. You're listening to it now. And the thing about the microphone, if I go here, let's put it down. But if I go to the microphone that you're listening to, and I just go down to here, the microphone is the Elgato Wave 3 premium USB condenser microphone. So it's a condenser mic. It comes with software, as most of the best ones do. It's got a digital mixer. It also has this, that is, a clip guard built in. Okay. It's got a capacitive mute. Now, this is the only thing that's wrong with this microphone. It's a beautiful sound, beautiful design, but on top of the microphone is a capacitive mute in English. Most times when you want to mute a microphone, you press a button. With this, no. What it's got is a capacitive mute, and it senses if I go like that and I go too close to the top of the microphone, yeah, what will happen? Touch it again. It switched the microphone off. Yeah, that's too. Don't like that bit. I did try to memorize this, but we're talking about this microphone here, and it does have, I'll read it when it comes around this time. I'm going to try and read it. Okay, so let's give this a go. It's a condenser capsule with tight cardioid polar pattern speech with precision. And we know that's true. You're listening to now. It was actually released on just a minute. It was actually released on June 18th, 2020. So it's a well-proven and well-loved product by a lot of live broadcasters. Back to me. Okay, so you've been listening to the microphone, and I can't say more than that. I mean, it is a high-quality microphone. The second microphone, I can show you, but you can't hear it. The second microphone is this one. Just look at the desktop for a minute. Okay, so you're looking at the desktop. Well, I run around in the background and take hold of this. Okay, this beautiful piece of kit. And this is, I'm ready now. This is the Audio Technica AT2020 microphone on its own little tripod. This has mic input, so you can preview the sound. It's got gain controls, and it's just the design. This is a classic design. You can either have it on the stand, or you can have it on a boom arm. It's up to you. But I love the design of this. I think it's just beautiful. That's obviously my decision, but I think it is a great mic. It sounds good as well. It's down in the carousel now, and I'm going to put it safely. I'll put it there for the moment, so I don't have to switch my camera off again. I'm getting a very cluttered desktop now. Okay, and just remind. Oh wow! Just a minute. Now, I want to say a big thank you to Maria. Maria, thank you very much for following. You've helped make my day. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for following. To live broadcast on Amazon, following is important, okay? Because Amazon sees it and says, okay, if people are following, then all is well. So thank you for following. I do appreciate it, Maria. And Maria will be able to find out possibly when I'm next live, and will be able to follow my live broadcasts. We don't get your details if you follow. If you're enjoying a broadcast, if you're enjoying Rome's broadcast, then follow Rome. If you're enjoying Corinda's broadcast, then do follow Corinda. Okay. And he is the 6th English live streamer on Amazon Live. Okay. The next microphone, I can't show you. It is the Logitech, and it's 15 minute. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something. The Audio Technica. This Audio Technica here is 9% off today, so it's $99 as opposed to $108.99. The next microphone, because I've grouped all these things together now, so I've got a I think I've got a logical carousel because we're going through all the microphones together. The Logitech Snowball is used by Angelica, and it's down in the carousel. Today it's 15% off. It's $110.53. Now, I wasn't thinking about this, but I could actually show you that. I'm live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I can let you listen to, if I bring in, Angelica's my partner, and she's a German language tutor. And what I'll do tomorrow is I'll bring in an episode of Ask Angelica so that you can actually listen to how her microphone sounds. Mr. Trick there, I'll get it right tomorrow. Okay. Right, the next item, we're still staying with microphones. I go out shooting mobile video. At weekends, Angelica and I, down the carousel is a microphone. Angelica and I go out at weekends shooting mobile video. Well, I shoot the video and we tour country houses, castles, etc. National monuments like Stonehenge. And I always take this with me in my rucksack, which is the PowerDeWise, the Pearl microphone. Because if you use the sound on your mobile phone, it's okay. But if you want to have semi-professional to professional, yeah, then you want to basically have a better microphone. So this is an external microphone. And if I can find it, I'm talking about, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I can show it you. Right, okay. This is the microphone that I use. And I'm just going to go here. And this is it. This is the Pearl microphone. Now, before I get to my using with mobile video, the Pearl microphone, I have Udemy courses. I teach people how to go on live video, and I've got 15,000 students on Udemy. And I had to create Udemy courses with video. Now, the camera's not a problem because I've got the Brio, I've got the C920, and I've got the HubSpot. But sound is a problem because Udemy said we need high quality sound. We don't want to hear any background noises whatsoever. And they said you've got two choices. You can either soundproof your office, or you can buy the Pearl microphone. And the other thing is that if you don't want to go to the Elgato or to the Audio Technica, then the Pearl microphone, which is down the carousel at $35, will actually plug into your PC or Mac, and you can use it as an external microphone. But the thing about the Pearl microphone, you've got the microphone there with a cover on, and it basically has a crocodile clip attached. And all you do quite easily, is you actually clip. Hopefully I can show you. You actually clip the microphone to your clothing. I've knocked something over. You wouldn't have heard it because my microphone is on noise cancellation. And I've lost my video feed. I've lost myself on camera. Oh, never mind. Right. Okay. The other end of the cable, the audio cable, goes into your mobile phone, and it goes like so. That cuts out the microphone, the internal microphone. I don't know what the dot's for. I put it there to remind myself of something I've long forgotten. It cuts out your internal microphone and replaces it with the Pearl microphone. Yeah. Now I just want to go. You probably noticed something then. Just let me zoom out a minute. Okay. It says there SH. Okay, because I am Stephen Healey and you're watching me now, and this is my show garb. All right, okay, but it's not. It's actually from Stonehenge. The marketing department at Stonehenge decided to shorten Stonehenge to SH. I thought brilliant, so I got two of these. Okay, that's by the by. I've got two SH shirts, and I'm back on camera now. So this basically gives high quality sound. Yeah, and I could just a minute. Just let me get back to where I want to be. I've got a comment coming from Corinda. Just a minute. Corinda's back, and Corinda is saying, "All right." And Maura, thank you for following Corinda. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Excellent, Corinda. Excellent. Right. Okay. Now I could tell you. Just let me unmic myself. I could tell you how good this is, and that will be okay. But what I'm going to do now that Corinda's back, is I'm going to play you a little video. I just need to find it. Just give me a second. The video I'm about to show you, okay, I just need to hide that. And that means I can then put this in. Okay. The video I'm about to show you, just let me find something I'm looking for. Okay, this video was created using the HOMI Steady Gimbal and the microphone I've just been talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet for a moment, and we're going to press the video, and we're going to go to Stonehenge, starting now. not raining, so I'm going to walk around the henge and give you a tour. Well, let's go. Right, there aren't too many people here. Basically, it's to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous New Year from Angelica and myself, and from everybody visiting Stonehenge today. Boxing Day 2021. Okay, I think we're in the clear now, hopefully. Right, so as usual, broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. And that's just a beautiful sight, especially as it's a beautiful day, as I pan around to give you some idea of the countryside around the henge. Now the henge is not on its own. There are burial mounds all around, and behind me is my wonderful partner Angelica, who is looking the other way. Hello! Right, what I'm going to do now is fast forward the video and take you closer to Stonehenge. As I say, this was recorded using the microphone that I'm talking about, which is down the carousel at the moment. So let's get closer to Stonehenge, and I'll be there in a second. Just a minute. Let me go here and press play. And go. I think I've seen the spot where I can stop. That's if nobody actually gets there first. Okay, but it's the end of our journey. This is as close as you can get to the stones, as I say, apart from the 2 days a year. And you can see how this was constructed 4,500 years ago. They're still trying to work out how they got the lintel. It's a feat of engineering, because we're talking 4,500 years ago. The stones came from Wales and from Marlborough, had to be brought here, not by cart, they were actually rolled here. So quite a considerable feat. Now, beyond I'm back. Okay, I just want to do it. I'm doing my usual test. Just give me a second. No, I'm back. I've got sound. Just a minute. Just a minute. Oh God. Right. Okay. For those of you who don't know, when I play those videos, I mute myself so there's no feedback. I can get rid of this now. I mute myself so there's no feedback. The problem with that is I unmute myself afterwards, but I don't always get the microphone back. Now, due to my beautiful Samsung Galaxy S22, I can check the sound. So I can quickly check. I found it. I found a foolproof way. I can now play as many videos as I want in a live broadcast. Watch out, world. Okay, all the videos that I show you were shot using this microphone, okay, which is down the carousel. It gives high quality sound. It means you can put them on YouTube. So a lot of people have watched my Stonehenge video, which is on YouTube. A lot of people have watched my Avery video. You get where I'm going with this. Get a microphone, an external microphone for your mobile phone, and the difference is night and day. You get high quality audio. You're the sound absorption. The first voice heard is yours, and you can release the videos, and it's getting close to being a professional. Okay, so it's probably semi-professional. So I just want to say you are watching. I'm just glad that worked. Okay, just give me a second. I'm just trying to get this on. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England, and that's Stonehenge, which is, of course, in England, about 25 miles away from where we live. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so back to the carousel again. Thank you for watching me live. I do appreciate you spending part of your day with me, and we're going to move on. The gimbal that I use is down in the carousel at the moment. When I'm out and about with a gimbal, it is the one that's in the carousel. Now, the other thing I want is this. The Echo Dot is, oh, wait a minute, some people are coming for the gimbal. Okay, I noticed a peak in viewers because people came in and wanted to know about the gimbal. We've just seen a video of Stonehenge using a gimbal. And one of the problems when you use your mobile phone, okay, for shooting mobile video, there are two problems. Okay, the first of which is you're holding it so tight because you don't want to drop it. Okay, you want to hold it tight. And the thing is that if you hold it tight, then you're going to miss your shots. Yeah, because you're concentrating on gripping the phone. The second thing is, which we can't avoid, is that if you're walking around and doing videos, then your phone will go up and down as you go up and down. Now, it's just your normal stride pattern. The phone. So the problem is that if you do a video, you're just using your phone, the resulting video will be shaky. Yeah. So what you need is one of these. This is the carrying case for a Hohem iCity gimbal, which is down in the carousel. This one. Okay. Now the whole purpose of a gimbal, and I'm going to go to the second camera here, just a second. If I can find my mouse, where's my mouse gone? So let's go here. Okay, this is the gimbal here, amongst everything else. So let's move the microphone slightly out of the way so you can see the gimbal. You've got the Oswald Tinies and taking a starring role. So basically, with a gimbal, you take your phone, mobile phone, you take the case off and you put it inside the clamp. Now, the clamp will expand to take larger phones. Yeah. Take the case off your phone. Don't drop the gimbal. Take the case off your phone. Put it in the clamp. Put the gimbal on a steady surface. Don't switch a gimbal on holding it. Yeah. It needs to calibrate. Put it down on a flat surface. Desking's good. A rock is good, a flat rock or a bench, as long as it's steady. And then you just need to press one button, switch it on, start the software on your mobile phone, and you're off and running. And the thing is that, let's come back to me. As you, wait a minute, I'm still here. As you go up and down, the gimbal compensates so that that effect doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, and that's what you saw in the Stonehenge video I showed you a moment ago. It's fairly smooth. It's not perfect because we're not television people, but it is the best that you can actually get, the gimbal. Now, this gimbal, Hohem iSteady gimbal, I've had for about 2 years now. I love it. I started in March 2021. So I've had a year. I love it because it's so lightweight and it's just so easy to use. I'm just going to catch up with the comments. So forgive me for a moment. I'm going to put the gimbal down. I don't know where to put it. My desk. Look at this. Look at this. After a 2-hour broadcast, my desk is so full. Okay, so just going around. We looked at the Logitech C920. We haven't looked at this yet. We've talked about the Echo Dot. We've not talked about TP-Link. So you find those all down in the carousel. Let's come back to me for a minute. Okay, so gimbal, keep steady. Right, so where do I put that? Well, that can go over there. Okay, so the gimbal we talked about now. Okay, I'm just going to go along. Alexa, will it rain today?
Rain is likely tonight.
Right.
There's a 73% chance at 10 p.m.
It's going to rain tonight. On that note, I need to go and batten down things, but let's catch up with Corinda. and he says you've got a Blue Yeti. Angelica's got a Blue Yeti, and we'll be doing 2022. 2022. Just a minute. I need more information. Is there a different discount on that mount? No, there's no discount at the moment, Corinda. Need to buy one. I'll tell you what you should do afterwards, but last comment, you got it and you can't. Okay, but there is no discount. Okay. All right. Let's just put this on. This, I mean. Okay, let's go here. Just give me a second. No, I don't want a countdown clock. Okay. What I want is this. Okay. Right. Your host today has been Stephen Healey, live from England, one of 6 English broadcasts on Amazon Live. This is a free resource for you to get help and advice. We've been talking about live broadcasting. We've talked about Logitech Brio. We've talked about Logitech. Well, we've talked about this. Let's go here. Let's finish on this. If I can find it. Yeah. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. This is the flagship phone from Samsung. It's a brilliant phone. I've shown you 8K video shot using this phone. Right, okay. Let's take that off and come back to general, just me. I'm live here. Just a minute. Right. This is a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone with up to 256 gig of RAM, 8K video, 108 megapixel camera on the back, 40 megapixel camera on the front, 3 times zoom on the back, 10 times zoom on the back. It does nitography, taking photographs at night as though it's day. I'm exploring this phone. I'm live 11 o'clock every weekday. We'll be talking a lot about this phone. I'll be showing you more video, more images. I might even do a phone call with it, but that's what we used to do with phones, isn't it? We used to make phone calls. Now we can do all sorts of wonderful things, including shooting 8K video and using all the storage, 256 gig of storage on a mobile phone. When we used to watch, or we still do, when we used to watch Star Trek and they had those communicating devices, who'd have dreamt that it'd be something like this? And if I go sideways with a quality that you can see, I'm going to put it down there so you can actually see it and try and get it so it's not an angle. I'm actually live today on Facebook. Facebook, thank you for watching. I'm live on YouTube. Thank you for watching. But most of all, thank you to everybody who's watched me on Amazon Live today. I'm back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. Enjoy the rest of your day and just thank you. Bye for now.